Chosen one, hear this clearly. You are stepping into a moment where heaven is no longer asking you to survive by your own strength. God is moving resources, people, opportunities, and provision toward you in ways you cannot see yet. You have been carrying the weight of worry, stress, and uncertainty, but the spiritual truth is simple. You were never meant to fund your own destiny. God is the source. You are the vessel, and what's coming will prove that divine provision is already in motion. You've been in a season where it felt like everything depended on you. Your effort, your hustle, your decisions, your sacrifices. Yet, chosen one, what you didn't see was that God was already orchestrating the help you prayed for behind the scenes. When the doors closed, it wasn't punishment, it was protection. When resources dried up, it wasn't rejection, it was a redirection. Heaven funds what heaven ordains, and your calling has a budget attached to it that you haven't even tapped into yet. There's a reason you're experiencing pressure in your finances, relationships, and opportunities. That pressure isn't punishment, it's preparation. God tightens the lane right before a blessing so you don't drift into unnecessary battles. You've been pulled away from people, environments, and habits that drained you because God is aligning you with abundance. Chosen one, the pressure is proof that you're about to step into a provision shift. Not by chance, by divine design. You've been seeing signs, nudges, and inner confirmations. Moments where you felt peace, even when nothing around you made sense. Moments where you felt God whisper, "Trust me." Those weren't random sensations. That was spiritual currency being deposited into your spirit. Faith is the down payment for what God is sending next. Every time you refuse to break, refuse to give up, refuse to settle, heaven logged it. And now the return is being released. Chosen one, understand this. God funds destiny, not doubt. If you've been wondering why certain things didn't work when you forced them, it's because God doesn't sponsor what wasn't meant for you. But the moment you aligned with purpose, clarity, and obedience, doors started moving. Provision flows toward purpose like water finds gravity. You're stepping into a season where the things you need will find you, not the other way around. You are entering a God-sponsored season. Unexpected help, strategic alliances, financial breaks, divine timing. It won't look like earned income, it will look like divine intervention. Because, chosen one, your life is not being funded from earth anymore. It's being funded from heaven's economy. God is moving people to remember you, opportunities to locate you, and blessings to catch up with you. All because your assignment requires it. Stop thinking small. You've been living like you need to qualify for every blessing through effort alone. But what God is releasing isn't based on merit. It's based on calling. And calling outranks credentials every time. Stop shrinking your expectations to match your current situation. Start expanding your vision to match God's promise. You aren't waiting for provision. Provision is waiting for your alignment. Chosen one, the drought is ending. Every season of lack had a purpose. It taught you discipline, humility, discernment, and dependence on God. But now God is shifting you into overflow. Not excess for vanity, but abundance for assignment. You will have what you need to build, to move, to grow, to impact, to lead, and to fulfill the purpose stamped on your life since before birth. Heaven doesn't leave its soldiers unfunded. There's a supernatural acceleration happening around you. The things you thought would take years will take months. The things you thought would take months will take days. God is redeeming the time you lost to fear, confusion, heartbreak, betrayal, and delays. This acceleration isn't random. It's a sign that your provision has been approved. Your season of barely getting by is being replaced with a season of divine backing. You are stepping into a funded future, not funded by luck, not funded by chance, funded by God Himself. And the chosen one, when God becomes the source, nothing can stop the flow. No enemy, no circumstance, no delay, no fear. You don't need to know how it will come. You just need to trust who it's coming from. Heaven has your name, your assignment, and your provision already aligned. Stop worrying. Start expecting. Chosen one, you've been carrying a silent fear of, what if it doesn't work out? But what you don't realize is that God already calculated every risk, every setback, every moment of hesitation, and still chose you for this assignment. Your outcome is secured because your source is divine. God isn't funding your life based on your perfection. He's funding it based on your purpose. And purpose is unshakable. You're not stepping into a maybe. You're stepping into a certainty. God is about to prove that your obedience was not in vain. Every time you said no to something familiar, God prepared something better. Every time you released what was draining you, God positioned what would sustain you. Heaven never ignores sacrifice. It multiplies it. This is why resources are shifting in your favor. You chose God's way when it would have been easier to choose your own. That decision opened the door for divine provision. You've been misjudging the silence in your life. You thought nothing was happening. You thought God was distant. But chosen one, silence is the sound of construction. Heaven has been building the infrastructure for the next chapter of your journey. Alignments, ideas, financial streams, protection, favor. They were forming quietly, out of sight, so they could be revealed suddenly. Trust the silence. It was part of your funding. Provision is not always money. Sometimes it's people. God is sending individuals who carry the knowledge, access, and support you've been missing. Divine helpers who show up without you begging, convincing, or chasing. People who speak your name in rooms you've never walked into. People who open doors not because of what they want from you, but because of what God placed on you. These are kingdom alignments, not coincidences. Chosen one, your faith activated something irreversible. There are spiritual laws at play. When you sow trust, you unlock provision. When you release fear, you release space for blessing. When you kept going despite exhaustion, you triggered a supernatural shift. Faith is not passive believing. It is divine currency, and yours has been accumulating interest. Now, heaven is releasing the payout. You're entering a season where what you lost will be replaced with better. The job you didn't get, the opportunity that slipped through your hands, the relationship that collapsed. None of it was subtraction. It was an investment. God clears out what is too small to make room for what is aligned. Stop mourning the things that weren't meant to carry you into your next chapter. God is upgrading every area of your life. The storm you went through was not meant to break you. It was meant to teach you dependence on God's provision. You couldn't see it then, but you were being trained to trust a divine source, not your human strength. That storm sharpened your discernment, strengthened your resilience, and purified your motives. Now the same storm that tried to drown you is becoming the proof that you're ready for overflow. Chosen one, you're stepping into a territory where miracles become normal. Sudden breakthroughs, timely answers, open doors, provision that arrives at the exact moment you need it. This is not fantasy, it's alignment. When your spirit aligns with God's timing, provision flows with precision. You're entering a chapter where what used to shock you will become your new normal. Heaven is equipping you for this. You're not behind. You're right on schedule. Stop comparing your journey to others. Stop thinking you're late. Delay was divine protection, not punishment. If God had released provision earlier, it would have been mismanaged or stolen. But now you're wiser, stronger, clearer, and spiritually mature enough to handle what's coming. Heaven doesn't rush. Heaven releases things when they can be sustained. Chosen one, God is not just funding your needs. He's funding your future, your purpose, your calling, your impact. There are dreams inside you that look too big, too expensive, too unrealistic. But they came from God, which means the resources for them have already been assigned. You don't need permission from people. You need alignment with heaven, and heaven is already backing you. Chosen one, the divine timing of your provision is already in motion. You may feel the weight of bills, the pressure of unanswered prayers, or the anxiety of waiting, but this is not a delay, it is preparation. God is arranging resources, opportunities, and connections behind the scenes. Every closed door you faced was a divine redirection, steering you toward a greater harvest. Stop forcing the outcome. Trust that the unseen hand of God is funding your life right now, and your breakthrough is aligned with His perfect timing. You have been carrying worry like a heavy stone, chosen one, but that stone is not yours to bear. God has made a provision for every need you have, financial, emotional, spiritual. When you awaken each morning in faith, knowing that your supply is already released from heaven, you begin to tap into a supernatural flow. Your mind becomes a magnet for divine solutions, and the universe rearranges itself to bring blessings to your doorstep. Release anxiety, step into faith, and watch how provision manifests in ways you never imagined. Chosen one, fear has been whispering lies into your ear. You're too late, you're not enough, there's not enough for you. These are not truths. They are distractions from the divine supply that is already on its way. Every limitation, every lack you perceive is an illusion. God is funding your life, even in ways you cannot yet see. Every moment of patience, every act of faith, every prayer uttered in hope is contributing to a momentum that cannot be stopped. Your prosperity is preordained. Receive it without resistance. The universe responds to your faith, chosen one. The energy you put out matters. If you operate from worry, scarcity, and fear, you attract more of the same. But if you operate from gratitude, trust, and expectancy, you become a beacon for miracles. God is funding your life, but you must align your energy with that truth. Speak life over your circumstances. Declare provision even before it manifests. Walk as if the doors are already opening and the funds are already flowing. Your faith accelerates what God has already promised. Chosen one, understand this. God's funding is not just monetary. It is spiritual, emotional, and relational. The right people, the right opportunities, and the right guidance are all part of your provision. Sometimes, God funds your life by removing obstacles you didn't even see, or by redirecting you away from deals and situations that would have held you back. Open your eyes to the subtle ways blessings are entering your life. Every handshake, every idea, every chance meeting is part of a divine blueprint designed to secure your future. You may wonder, chosen one, why you cannot see the full picture yet. Faith is not built on sight, it is built on trust. God is funding your life like an architect preparing a mansion. The foundation is being laid, the walls are rising, but you are not yet in the house. Do not stress about what you cannot see. Every seed you have sown in prayer, generosity, or patience is sprouting. Every act of obedience brings you closer to the fullness of provision. Your breakthrough is not delayed, it is deliberate. Chosen one, release the mindset of scarcity. Stop counting what you lack and start recognizing what is already yours. God's funding begins in the spiritual realm before it touches the material. Every answer to prayer, every open door, every opportunity is a direct reflection of heaven's supply. You are not behind schedule, and you are not forgotten. When worry threatens, remember, the universe conspires with God to bring provision to those who trust Him completely. Your abundance is being prepared. Receive it with open hands and an expectant heart. Doubt will always try to infiltrate your mind, chosen one, but you have a choice. You can feed the fear or feed the faith. The truth is, God is funding your life at this very moment. The unseen resources, the divine connections, the breakthroughs you've been praying for, they are all being released. Speak affirmations of provision, act in confidence, and walk boldly. Each step of faith you take causes heaven to move on your behalf. Worry accomplishes nothing, trust accomplishes everything. Stand firm in the promise. Chosen one, understand the power of your declaration. Words are not just sounds, they are spiritual seeds. When you speak that God is funding your life, when you affirm abundance, when you declare victory, you are aligning yourself with divine energy. The universe responds to your spiritual declarations. You are not waiting on luck, you are waiting on alignment with God's provision. Worry is the thief, faith is the key, and declaration is the unlocking of doors that heaven has already opened. Keep speaking life into your journey. Finally, chosen one, your peace is part of your provision. Worry clouds clarity, anxiety blocks insight, and fear delays the flow of blessings. When you rest in God's promise, when you operate in calm certainty, your mind becomes a fertile ground for creativity, opportunities, and miraculous interventions. God is funding your life now. Your role is to remain still, trust fully, and act in alignment with His guidance. Release the stress, embrace the faith, and watch your life transform. The supply is on its way. Your breakthrough is inevitable. Chosen one, every challenge you face is part of the divine setup for your provision. God is funding your life, even through trials that feel overwhelming. Obstacles are not punishments, they are rehearsals for your breakthrough. Each difficulty is refining your character, teaching patience, and preparing you to receive abundance without being shaken. Stop seeing hardships as a lack. They are signals that something greater is being orchestrated. Your breakthrough is not just about survival, it is about stepping into a level of prosperity that matches your destiny. You may be worried about timing, chosen one, but God operates outside of human clock. The funds, opportunities, and divine connections you seek are all already aligned with your purpose. Every prayer you've whispered in secret, every tear you've shed in longing, every act of faith has been recorded. Heaven is working tirelessly to release what is already yours. Stop counting the days, stop stressing about the how, and focus on staying faithful. Your provision is moving invisibly, yet powerfully, toward you at this very moment. Chosen one, understand that divine funding often comes through unexpected channels. God may provide through people you never anticipated, doors you never knocked on, or solutions that defy human logic. Trust the process, and stay alert to signs, messages, and nudges from the Spirit. Miracles do not always arrive in ways that you imagine. They arrive in ways that guarantee your growth and glory. Open your heart to the unexpected, and stop resisting the ways God wants to pour abundance into your life. This is your time to receive without limitation. You have been fearing lack, chosen one, but fear is a blockade against your blessings. God's funding is already active, and the universe is arranging circumstances to meet your needs. When you focus on scarcity, you unintentionally push blessings away. Instead, operate in gratitude for what is coming, even before it appears. Affirm daily that your life is being supplied from heavenly resources. Speak victory, act boldly, and walk as one who already has. Your mindset is a magnet. Attract faith, not fear, and watch provision flow effortlessly into your life. Chosen one, know that divine provision is also about timing. Rushing ahead in desperation can block what is already being prepared. God's funding may appear slow to the human eye, but in the spiritual realm, it is instantaneous. Every prayer, every seed, every act of obedience is part of a chain reaction that cannot be interrupted. Remain patient, remain faithful, and keep your focus on the promise, not the process. The supply that is coming is bigger, better, and more strategic than anything you could have imagined. Do not underestimate the power of your faith, chosen one. Faith is the key that unlocks doors heaven has already opened. Each time you choose trust over worry, you amplify the flow of divine funding. Every confident action, every step taken in obedience, every declaration of provision increases the speed at which blessings arrive. Stop waiting passively and start walking in alignment. Your faith is the bridge between what God has promised and what you are about to receive. Provision is not a possibility, it is a certainty for those who believe. Chosen one, rejection, loss, or failure does not indicate a lack of provision. Often, God redirects you away from dead ends to ensure your blessings are fully realized. The resources you need are being held in reserve, perfectly timed for your entrance into abundance. Do not despair over setbacks. They are proof that God is working in ways beyond your understanding. Stay faithful, stay hopeful, and keep your focus on the bigger picture. Every closed door is an opening for something far greater. The funding you await is already en route. You are not alone, chosen one. God surrounds you with angels, opportunities, and guidance that you cannot always see. The universe itself aligns with your faith. Every connection, every favor, every solution is part of a divine orchestration designed to meet your needs. Stop doubting, stop fearing, and start acknowledging the support already around you. God is funding your life through people, circumstances, and timing that only He could coordinate. Walk in confidence, and allow His invisible hand to lead you to abundance. Chosen one, the peace you desire is part of the provision itself. Anxiety clouds clarity and delays miracles. When you rest in God's promise, you not only preserve your strength, but also allow the universe to move on your behalf. Every worry released is a space opened for divine supply. Practice stillness, speak words of faith, and let go of the need to control the outcome. Trust is not passive, it is active alignment with God's will. Your life is being funded, your needs are being met, and your breakthrough is unstoppable. Finally, chosen one, embrace this truth. God is funding your life now. All that you have worried about, all that you have strived for, and all that you have prayed for is being answered. The doors are opening, the resources are being released, and the universe conspires with God to fulfill your destiny. Your role is to remain faithful, to act boldly, and to walk in confidence. Stop worrying, start trusting, and know that every provision you need is already on its way. Your breakthrough is divine, inevitable, and eternal. Chosen one, every moment of doubt you've endured has been a test of your faith. God is funding your life, and each challenge is a refining fire preparing you for what's coming. Do not let fear dictate your actions or thoughts. Trust that every prayer, every seed of generosity, and every act of patience is multiplying in unseen ways. The universe moves in sync with divine promises, and your breakthrough is approaching faster than you realize. Stay faithful, because the supply you seek is already flowing toward you. You have been waiting, chosen one, but waiting is not in vain. God's funding is not measured by human impatience but by heavenly timing. Every delay you feel is intentional, building momentum for an unstoppable release of blessings. When worry tempts you, remember that the universe is conspiring with God to deliver your provision. Every prayer you utter, every step of faith you take, strengthens the channel for abundance to reach you. Your patience is not passive, it is the soil in which miracles grow. Chosen one, recognize that provision is not always immediate, but it is inevitable. God is funding your life in layers, spiritually, materially, emotionally, and relationally. Some blessings are preparing your spirit, others are preparing your environment, and some are lining up the people who will elevate you. Do not measure the divine by human standard. Instead, trust that everything is arriving in perfect alignment with your destiny. Release fear, act in faith, and acknowledge the signs of provision that appear in subtle ways. Your breakthrough is divinely guaranteed. Fear is a liar, chosen one. It whispers that you are alone, that resources are scarce, that God has forgotten you. None of these is true. Every delay, every test, every moment of uncertainty is proof that God is actively funding your life. Every angel assigned, every open door, every divine idea in your mind is part of a strategy to bring you what you need. Stop resisting the invisible flow of blessings. Stop worrying about timing. Walk in confidence knowing that provision is moving directly toward you. Chosen one, your energy matters. Worry repels blessings, but faith attracts them. Speak life over your circumstances. Speak gratitude over the unseen provision. Visualize the breakthrough as if it has already happened. The universe responds to your belief and alignment with God's promises. Every step taken in trust strengthens the channel for divine resources to manifest. Stop focusing on lack and start operating from expectation. God's funding is active now. Your declarations of faith accelerate its arrival. You may have been frustrated by slow progress, chosen one, but divine timing is precise. God is funding your life with a careful strategy. The money, opportunities, connections, and solutions you need are being lined up. Every closed door has been a redirection, every setback a preparation, and every delay a deepening of your capacity to receive. Trust the unseen process. Faith is the engine that powers miracles, and your patience is the key that unlocks the next level of provision. Your abundance is inevitable. Chosen one, understand that God's provision is comprehensive. It covers your physical needs, emotional healing, and spiritual growth. The right people, the right opportunities, and the right resources are all converging to fulfill your destiny. Do not underestimate the subtle ways blessings enter your life. A kind word, an idea, a small chance encounter. God's funding is active and multifaceted. Pay attention to synchronicities and follow the nudges of your spirit. Abundance is not only coming, it is already in motion, flowing toward you even now. Worry is a thief, chosen one, and it steals peace, clarity, and focus. Release it. When you operate from trust, faith, and expectancy, you allow God's funding to reach you fully. Declare that the provision is already here. Speak it, think it, and act as though your breakthrough has arrived. Each act of obedience and faith magnifies the divine flow. The universe aligns with your declaration, and every obstacle begins to shift. Stop stressing over outcomes and focus on alignment. Provision is inevitable for those who trust without hesitation. Chosen one, your role in this divine process is to remain steady, alert, and faithful. God is funding your life through unseen forces, angelic guidance, divine inspiration, and synchronized circumstances. Every prayer you have offered, every seed of hope, every act of generosity is producing fruit. Stop worrying about the how or the when. Trust that your faith activates the supply. Operate in expectancy, walk in alignment, and watch how provision flows into your life in ways that exceed imagination. Your blessings are already here, moving toward you. Finally, chosen one, remember that divine provision is your birthright. God is funding your life now. The fear, the doubt, the worry, they are nothing compared to the power of the promises made to you. Stop chasing, stop stressing, and start trusting. Open your hands, open your heart, and step into the flow of abundance. Everything you need is being prepared, orchestrated, and delivered. Your breakthrough is inevitable, unstoppable, and divinely guaranteed. Receive it with faith, act in alignment, and walk boldly into the blessings God has already set in motion for you. Chosen one, every prayer you have whispered in the quiet of your heart is being answered. God is funding your life in ways you cannot yet see. Every detail is being orchestrated with divine precision. The doors that seemed locked are swinging open. The resources you feared were out of reach are now in motion. Trust that nothing is random. The universe itself moves in alignment with God's plan for you. Stop worrying, stop forcing, and start standing in confident expectation. Your provision is on its way. You have been anxious, chosen one, but anxiety is a signal to release control. God's provision is already active. Every obstacle, every delay, every disappointment has been carefully arranged to bring you closer to your divine supply. Do not try to solve what God is already working on. Instead, focus on faith, gratitude, and obedience. Each step you take in alignment accelerates your blessings. The invisible streams of abundance are moving toward you now, and your breakthrough is inevitable. Chosen one, understand that divine funding often works in layers. Some blessings arrive immediately, some unfold over time, and some prepare your spirit for what is coming. Do not measure provision by what you see with your eyes. God's methods are perfect and purposeful. Each setback is a preparation, each delay a deepening of your readiness. Stop comparing your journey to anyone else's. The timing, the resources, and the alignment you need are already being delivered. Receive it with patience and trust. Fear may try to whisper, chosen one, that you are alone, that resources are scarce, that God has forgotten you. These are lies. Every test, every trial, every moment of waiting is proof that God is funding your life. The angels assigned to you are working, the doors are being prepared, and the solutions you need are being lined up. Stop doubting and start believing. Stop resisting and start receiving. Divine provision is active now, moving in ways you cannot yet see. Chosen one, you have heard this message, and now it is your time to step into faith and claim what God is already funding in your life. Your breakthrough is not just a possibility, it is inevitable. The resources, opportunities, and blessings prepared by heaven are moving toward you, and your role is to trust, align, and act boldly. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. We are a community of believers, standing together in faith, supporting one another, and amplifying the flow of divine provision. When you like this video, comment your declarations of faith, and subscribe to join this community. You are not just engaging with a channel, you are participating in a movement of souls awakening to their God-given abundance. Step forward, chosen one. Receive your provision, walk in alignment, and let your life become the testimony of God's unstoppable supply. Amen.